Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 2 is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. This is a little surprising to me considering the synopsis for Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't entirely like the concept for Jurassic World Rebirth. I've already made a quick video about explaining everything I don't like about it, and then a couple species that are rumored to appear, so you can watch that if you want. But, yeah, Chaos Theory Season 2 is actually pretty good. Almost as good as Season 1, if not a little better, if you ask me, honestly. There were a couple things that I had that in mind that I personally didn't like. But before we get into the dislike, I might as well bring out what I did like and a little overview as to what happens, but obviously without spoilers, especially if you haven't watched season 1 yet. So first off, Chaos Theory is an animated Netflix sequel to Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, which is an animated Netflix TV show. Honestly, it picks up pretty well from season 5 of Camp Cretaceous into season 1 of Chaos Theory, and season 2 of Chaos Theory basically starts exactly where season 1 ends. But overall, it's very good. The storyline's pretty decent. It's way better than seasons 4 and 5 of Camp Cretaceous. Some of the animals that were in season 1 aren't featured in season 2, which I can understand somewhat in terms of the locations and whatnot. You're not going to get the Beckel Spinax and the Carnotaurus are in North America, and so we're not exactly going to get those in Senegal. But still, I was expecting at least some kind of reference to the Beckel Spinax again, but oh well. That's fine. We got more Suchomimus representation. Absolutely amazing. This thing was first confirmed to appear in Jurassic World. It was confirmed to be on Isla Nublar during Jurassic World, but we're just now getting to see it in Chaos Theory. It's almost been a decade since that film released, and we're just now watching Suchomimus actually do stuff. So I love Suchomimus. It did appear in season 1, but it barely did anything. So it was in like 2 or 3 episodes of season 2. So that's very, very nice. And its design is so good. I will say it kind of looks like it's lacking the sail on its back. Like, I know Suchomimus doesn't have an extravagant sail or whatnot, but it had at least some of one. And it appears to be mostly lacking that, so that's a disappointment. And I don't want to say disappointed because it's not, but it's a nitpick, I guess. But Suchomimus and Majungasaurus are both particularly exciting for me, if you ask me. I liked those. And the Majungasaurus's design itself is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's nice and chunky. Should be a little bit more slim and sausage-like, as it's called in the paleontology community. But the elbowless arms, the stubby four-fingered hands, the singular horn on top of the head. Majungasaurus is designed so cool. I prefer Suchomimus's, but Majungasaurus is neat and whatnot. And the storyline itself is pretty good. It very quickly follows the plot of season 1 of the campers are still trying to figure out who the broker is and whatnot. Speaking of which, big tie into Jurassic World Dominion, I will actually say. I was not expecting the broker to actually be... Well, I was somewhat expecting the broker to be someone in Jurassic World Dominion, specifically Soyona Santos, but I wasn't entirely sure if that was going to be correct. And another thing I wasn't entirely sure of was, where are the Atrociraptors? Like Ghost, Panthera, and Tiger were major components of season 1, but barely in season 2 at all. If anything, none at all, unless it's like a flashback. But we do get to see Red. So the 4th Atrociraptor, we have finally got confirmation of where it comes from. Although this does also lead me to different questions about the broker and the Atrociraptors and the storyline of Dominion, but if I won't go too far into spoilers, I might make a spoiler video later. But this is a spoilerless review right now. So yeah, the Suchomimus, just like seen in the trailer, it fights the Stegosauruses. The Atrociraptors are nice. Red appears. Red's cool. I like Red. let's see. So yeah, Suchomimus is actually doing a decent amount of stuff. It fights a hippo. Didn't see that coming. It fights a Majungasaurus. Didn't see that coming either. It can swim for some reason. The Sucho can swim, which in real life it shouldn't be able to. But yet it swims better than the Beckel Spinax, which is odd because most dinosaurs could have swum. But okay. But anyway, yeah, the last three episodes, non-spoiler wise, honestly, if you ask me, the finale could have done better. Like season's one finale, it was quick, it was chaotic, it felt like an actual movie fight that didn't seem necessary. Like you had three Atrociraptors, an Allosaurus, a T-Rex, like there was a Carnotaurus and a Suchomimus and some other animal of the Carno and the Sucho and someone else. They were just like kind of panic fighting. They weren't trying to do anything. But like season one's finale was very chaotic. Season two, little less so actually, and I personally think a tiny bit anticlimactic. But I also do think that there will be a third season. Although there's only two seasons confirmed, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a third, especially considering I heard from Swerve, the Jurassic content guy I mentioned in my previous Jurassic World video. He said that there was going to be a new baby Ankylosaurus, and so far the baby Ankylosaurus is only an egg. 2 seasons and it's been an egg, so that's pretty convincing that there's going to be a third, and also the way that season two ends is also pretty convincing. But besides that, 8 through 10 were a little bit odd in terms of finale. There were definitely cool concepts that I could see where they were going. I think they could have just been dealt with a little bit better, honestly. The leucistic baryonyx, loved that. It was a little creepy at first, for obvious reasons, but overall, it's a very cool idea for a dinosaur. And although I won't go into specific details in season episode, I think it's 9 or 10, as to what the baryonyx does, this photo should be enough. It's basically a Jurassic World reference, so that's something we haven't seen since Jurassic World, and now we've got different animals doing it. That's cool. But yeah, as for the stuff I didn't like, there wasn't a whole lot. Like I said, the season finale was a little anticlimactic, mostly anticlimactic, but that's probably because there's going to be a third. I guess we have to wait for a confirmation there. But like primarily, I don't like the way the first two episodes go. The first two episodes are pretty okay. It starts exactly where season one ends off. But I really don't like the way Majungasaurus was introduced, if I'm being completely honest. Darius and the gang were inside a ship. Okay, minor spoilers here. Darius and the gang were inside shipping containers, guessing dinosaur sounds for like the past week or two as they were trying to get across the ocean to wherever the boat was going. And they're honestly not too far off from what I like to do with animatronics and my Mattel collection. But like, after he hears this weird noise that he doesn't recognize, and the ship's captain catches them, he says a dinosaur that broke out of the cage because the electricity goes out, it's Majungasaurus. And then Darius also says Majungasaurus, which, sure, he's a dino nerd, not too dissimilar from me. But, like, I understand that Majungasaurus was used in the Indominus Rex's DNA, but, like, he's never encountered a Majungasaurus, and as far as I'm aware, there was no previous record of Majungasaurus ever being created. So, how exactly did he know it was Majungasaurus? That's my primary concern for all of season two. It's a very, very nitpicky concern. I would have preferred it if he didn't know it was a Majungasaurus and it was a surprise to everybody, especially the way it was portrayed in the trailer. And the second one is just episode 2. It's a little odd, if you ask me, like landing in Senegal, having dinosaurs to protect you from other dinosaurs. Of course, it's not a mutual thing, but like they get along. I can see what the idea is, but it's a little confusing to me anyway. Especially That's where we get the Suchomimus. The Suchomimus is pretty good. The Stegosaurus fight, I think, is a little uneven. We got 3 against 1, and the Sucho barely does anything. Oh, yeah, that's another nitpick I had. The Suchomimus. Suchomimus is had supposedly the strongest arms of any bipedal terrestrial animal ever. And that's really saying something. After seeing its arms and claws compared to T Rexes and to humans, I can completely see where that comes from. But it barely uses its arms in every fight it's in. I get you're not really going to with like a Stegosaurus because of the tails, but like against the hippo or the Majungasaurus, it could have absolutely been slashing and clawing at everything. I mean, to be fair, it kind of makes sense. It's like a kid show. But then again, for a kid show being, I think, TV 7, it's deep for that age rating for a show. I was actually on edge a decent amount of the time. So there's that. But yeah, that's just a couple mostly non-spoiler um review. It's a good show. Very good show. I hope we get another season. I hope and we get another season or whatnot. This was just in general my intended to be a spoilerless review. So yeah, if there's any other Jurassic content that comes out, I'll be reviewing that. Of course, unless it's like a video game or whatnot, then I don't really have game recording equipment. But like, if there's any new developments of Rebirth, or if I want to do a spoiler filled review for Chaos Theory, I'll end up doing that. But overall, yeah. Aside from that, I would recommend watching Jurassic World Chaos Theory. I genuinely would. You don't even. Well, you kind of do need to watch Camp Cretaceous first, and that ties into Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion. But like, it's not hugely necessary. It was just definitely recommended. But yeah, yeah, that's really about it. This outro has trailed on a little bit longer than I anticipated it. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Would recommend. See you in the next one. Bye.